Everyone says data is the new currency, but honestly, having mountains of data is totally useless if you can't translate it into smarter, sharper decisions. So in this explainer, we're going to give you the keys to unlock the powerful stories hidden in your data. Let's get started.
So, let me ask you something. When it comes to making a big business decision, are you kind of just going with your gut, or are you operating from a place of solid evidence? It's really that classic showdown, intuition versus information. Today, we're going to make sure you're always making the informed choice.
And the way we get from guessing to knowing is through this really powerful idea, data-driven decision-making, or DDDM for short. It's all about letting the facts and the patterns in your data guide your strategy instead of just, your instincts. This is how you get a real competitive edge.
I get it. Looking at raw data can feel like you're staring into pure chaos. It's just a flood of numbers and text. But our goal here is simple. We're going to give you a clear framework to turn all that chaos into crystal clear strategic insights.
Okay, so every great analysis has to start at the very beginning, right? We have to understand what we're actually working with. Before we can find any cool insights, we first have to know what kind of data we even have. So let's start sorting through our raw materials.
First up, let's talk structured versus unstructured data. Think of structured data as all the neat stuff. Your sales records, customer databases, anything that fits nicely into rows and columns in a spreadsheet. And then you have unstructured data. This is the wilder side. Customer emails, social media comments, videos. It's definitely messy, but this is often where the richest insights are hiding.
Next, we've got quantitative versus qualitative. Quantitative is all about the numbers. How many, how much, how often, anything you can measure, like the number of products you sold. Qualitative data, on the other hand, is descriptive. It's the why behind the numbers, like the actual feedback a customer leaves in a review. It's all about the qualities.
So the key thing to remember here is that figuring out which of these four data types you're working with, quantitative, qualitative, structured, or unstructured, is the absolute first step. It basically dictates all the tools and techniques you're going to use later. This is your foundation. All right, so once our data is all sorted out, the next step is to find its center of gravity. What we're looking for is a single number that can represent the typical value in our whole data set. This is called finding the central tendency. The first and probably most famous tool for this is the mean. You almost certainly know it as the average. You just add up all your values and then divide by how many you have. It's simple, it's a classic, and it's incredibly useful. Let's make that real quick. Say your sales for the last 5 months were $10, $12, $15, $18, and $20,000. You add them all up, you get 75, divide by 5, and boom, your mean is $15,000. That's your average monthly sales. And as you can see here, the mean works great when your data is pretty balanced, or what we call symmetrically distributed, just like our sales figures. But the mean has one critical weakness. It gets really easily skewed by extreme values, which we call outliers. And to handle those, we need a different tool. And that brings us to our next tool, the median. The median is super simple. It's just the middle number once you've lined all your data up from smallest to largest. Its superpower, it doesn't care about those crazy outliers that can totally throw off the mean. Check out this example. We have a group of people, mostly in their 20s and 30s, but one person in the group is 100 years old. Now, if we use the mean, that one outlier would drag the average age way up. And imagine you're a marketer trying to build a campaign on that bogus average. You'd completely miss your target audience. But the median? It just points to the number smack in the middle, 30. It gives us a much more honest picture of the typical age. This is exactly why you always hear about median home prices or median income, not the average. And our third tool is the mode. This one is the most straightforward of all. It's simply the value that shows up the most often. If you want to know your best-selling product, or maybe the most common customer complaint, or even the most requested t-shirt size, the mode gives you that answer directly. For instance, if you did a survey asking how many books people read and the number 4 pops up more than any other answer, well, then 4 is your mode. Simple as that. It's telling you the most common reading habit in that group. And this chart illustrates it perfectly. You don't even have to count. Just by looking at it, your eyes are immediately drawn to that tallest bar. That's the mode, the most frequent value, made instantly obvious. It's pretty cool. So let's do a quick summary to lock this in. Use the mean for clean, balanced data. Use the median when you have skewed data with those outliers, so a few extreme values don't totally mislead you. and use the mode when you just need to find the most popular category. See, choosing the right tool isn't just a math problem. It's a really important business decision.
Okay, so we've sorted our data and we've found its center. But let's be real, numbers in a spreadsheet don't exactly inspire action, do they? So this brings us to the final, crucial step, turning those raw numbers into a story that people can actually understand, remember, and act on.
Take a look at this. It's a table showing the results of a survey on favorite fruits. Okay, we can see 50 people like apples, 30 like bananas, 20 like cherries. The information is there, it's correct, but it's kind of flat. It's not really telling us a story, is it? Now look at this. It's the exact same data, but this time it's in a simple bar chart. Instantly, you don't just see the numbers, you feel the story. The fact that Apple is the huge favorite is immediately obvious. That is the power of visualization. It turns data into an insight you can understand in like a second. So there you have it. The path from data chaos to strategic clarity is really just a simple 3-step journey. First, know your data types. Second, find the center with the right tool for the job, mean, median, or mode. And third, visualize your findings to tell a powerful story.
Every single piece of data your business generates is trying to tell you something about your customers, your products, your operations. Following these steps gives you the tools to finally understand what it's all saying. So the only question left is, are you ready to listen?